Are you a fan of gardening? Maybe, maybe not. How about sex, murder, and mystery? Now we're talking. If any of these pique your interest, then you need to check out NBC's new dark dramedy, Grosse Pointe Garden Society. But before you dive in, there are a few things you should know to enhance your viewing experience. First and foremost, Grosse Pointe Garden Society is a show you need to pay close attention to if you want to fully appreciate it. Why is this? Well, the show flips between two timelines. One that is unfolding in and around the partaking and aftermath of a murder, and the other that is set 6 months earlier. This dual timeline means that you're going to be tracking two different interconnected narratives, and many times relationships and details will shift dramatically between the two. While this might seem like a challenge at first, this structure is what infuses the show with so much mystery and intrigue, and the real fun lies in trying to connect the dots and answer the question, how did we get here? The show expertly doles out just enough information to make you aware that something significant has happened, but never quite enough to reveal exactly what it is. And as the episodes progress, they resolve slowly and they reveal more details about the backstory of the scenes you've already seen. This gives the show something rare in today's landscape of TV, and that is rewatchability. There are subtle details and plot points that may not be obvious on your first viewing, but when you revisit the show, you'll notice how meticulously crafted it is. When I watched the pilot, I had a somewhat lukewarm reaction, but after watching a few more episodes and then a rewatch, I realized there was a lot more depth than I originally thought. The show is clearly well thought out, with small details that seem inconsequential at first, but they really play a key role as the story unfolds. Another aspect that will keep you engaged is the humor, though it may not be immediately apparent. The show is a dark comedy, but its approach to comedy is subtle. This isn't your typical sitcom with a laugh track. Instead, the humor comes from the situations, the strange interactions, and clever turns of phrase. Don't expect a big setup or big punchlines, because this show is not going to spoon-feed the audience. And there's a reason for that. Grosse Pointe Garden Society leans heavily into drama and mystery, and absurd comedy would take away from that. But still, the humor is there. It's just subtle enough where a casual viewer may be missing it, but it's worth paying attention to. Now let's talk about the setting. Grosse Pointe is a real city in Michigan, and it's a suburb of Detroit, and its history dates all the way back to 1880. It's a small town with a population just over 5,000 located on the edge of Lake St. Clair. The city is known for its dramatic seasonal changes, which the show emphasizes with dramatic shifts in color palettes between winter, spring, and summer. Interestingly, it was also a setting for the 1997 dark comedy Grosse Pointe Blank, starring Minnie Driver and John Cusack. It seems like Grosse Pointe has always been a place where things are a bit darker than they may appear. Now a quick update about its time slot. Grosse Pointe Garden Society is changing from airing on Sunday to airing on Friday at 8 p.m. While this might seem like a small change, Friday night is often seen as a tough time slot for new shows, typically a place shows go to die. People are usually out with weekend plans, and getting a viewer to tune in on Friday is often a challenge. For a show that's just starting to find its stride, this may affect viewership. Luckily, the show is also available on Peacock, which is a huge plus because the show leans itself towards needing several watches, which is something that's very difficult to do with traditional network TV. They're saying it's being moved to hopefully improve its viewership with audiences, but we're going to have to see. Hopefully, Grosse Pointe Garden Society will find its audience, and after hearing this, I hope you'll give it a chance. The Garden Society might just start growing on you. It's been a fun project to work on, and keep an eye out. You might just see me in the background of a couple of episodes. I'm Frank Ciopatini with Servetty, and I'll see you at Grosse Pointe.